JJ's cryptic corner where the coins keep turning. Logging now, the future's burning. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. Pixels glow, charts flow. Crypto whispers, secrets show. He cracks the code on this winding road. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic. Tune in, lean back, grab your coffee, hit the track. JJ's live, don't be late. Cryptic wisdom, seal your fate. JJ's cryptic.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Monday. How's everyone doing today, guys? What a lovely day. What a lovely day it's been. Hey, what's going on, guys? Charts pumping? Yes, sir. Charts are pumping indeed. Let's take a look, actually. Let's take a look. Bitcoin up 0.17% since the daily close, currently trading at $78,872.01. Guys, don't forget to smash the like button on your way in. I appreciate you guys for joining me. Let's get a poll going in the chat. We got a bullish ISM Manufacturers Purchasing Managers Index print today. Very exciting stuff. We've been looking at this as a possibility for quite some time now. So for it to actually play out in our favor, pretty cool to witness. I'm going to do a poll in the chat. We had a very early live stream today to celebrate because number go up, and you guys know we never miss number go up. With the economy expanding, PMI above greater than 50, which asset wins this week? We've got Bitcoin, gold, silver, stocks, or it's a bull trap. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the poll in the chat. I asked you guys, with the economy expanding, PMI above 50, which asset wins this week? Bitcoin, gold and silver, stocks, or it's a bull trap? It's Kwame. What's good, people? What's going on? Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn, Tom Selleck, Scout, JJ's Silver Corner. I told you guys I tried to see if my buddy could could redo the intro song to have it say JJ's Silver Corner just for one episode. I think that'd be hilarious. Or we could just, I guess we could make it change the asset every time we stream, like depending on what's pumping. That would be really fun. Oh man. All right. Let's see. We've got our liquidation heat map refresh. Let's zoom in here, take a look, see what we got. Not a lot going on either side, which is good. 78,029, 78,029, and then up above we've got 79,397. I think a lot of people are standoffish right now. My favorite thing, I think, is going to be, and this is conspiracy theory right now, 80,645, is if Warsh ends up being super duper dovish. I think that would be really, really funny. 76,423. It would also, my favorite theory that I've seen so far, my favorite guess, is that he's going to come in, cut rates, do nothing else, and kind of stay out of Trump and Besson's way, and whoever else, you know, is on Trump's team for all of this. But he's a respected guy in the finance world, so I'm not going to sit here and talk bad about him. So far, we're doing pretty good for ourselves. Cheers, guys. Happy Monday. All right. Guys, smash the like button. Help support the channel. Bitcoin $78,907.57. Bitcoin dominance trying to get above 60. Again, it is at 60.04 right now. Let's see if this continues or if this ends up being some kind of a bear flag. I don't know. Anything can happen. We're above 60 right now, though, so we're going to consider it a bullish break above that resistance level. Last couple times we broke above there, kind of stopped it at about 61. So we'll see how far we can go. Tunk. ETH is up 0.2% on the day, currently trading at $2,351.43. We got a nice bounce off of what looks like 2,200, maybe 2,250. Nice psychological level. 2351. I would like to see ETH climb back up and reclaim this $2,600 level. I like it holding 25. I'm totally okay with that, I suppose. And we did get nice volume on that downside, so people were scooping it up. We got a nice wick right here, indicative of some serious buying pressure, and then perhaps a tweezer bottom, which is just two wicks next to each other, also indicative of some serious buying pressure. We got a bullish cross over the moving average on the RSI, pointing to the upside. Moving average oversold. RSI itself, though, just above oversold area. We also got a confirmed green dot back here that I believe has since been invalidated, so we'll see what happens. Tyler said, did you measure your dongs today? Not yet, no. I try to get it at the end of the day, and usually when I do remember to do it, somebody like just won the 15-incher every time. So I don't know. Maybe I just remember those times more. It's a fun time though. We got a green dot on the momentum wave point to the upside, which just crawled out of oversold. Money flow is still negative, so we'll keep an eye on that. But for now, we have, I'm going to call it bounced. It's like a bounce for ants, but we did bounce. And we are plateauing. We're stabilizing. Solana is down 0.52% on the day, currently trading at 104. We got a nice bounce off of 100. I'm glad that we held that. That's huge. I'm liking the wicks as well. Those are indicative of some buying pressure. Volume looks okay. Could be better. I like the green dot on the momentum wave climbing out of oversold. Money flow is negative, but we got a bullish cross over the moving average on the RSI, and we did climb out of oversold on the RSI as well. So if we could stay above 100, that would be ideal. This is the lower trend line as well on our more macro trend that we have here. I have to extend these lines out. We have the upper trend line, we have the neckline of our inverse head and shoulder, and we have the lower trend line. All of which have been very, very heavy points of confluence throughout this entire past probably 2 years, maybe? Since 2024. 3 years now. This is year number 3. No, it's not. It's 2. I can't do math. JJ math, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. Total 3. $765.18. We bounced off of what seems to be 750. Nice. Okay. 750 big psychological level. October 10th wick from allegedly all the Binance stuff did get filled officially. We've officially filled that and then some. We got wicks to the downside, indicative of some serious buying pressure, uncertainty right here with these candles, and a reclaim attempt of 766, which is that October 10th bottom. My slightly bullish guess of 800 has officially been lost, although we did bounce off of it. Nice little point of confluence right there. We're back below the 766 October 10th wick, like I said, and my bearish guess of 711 has not been touched yet, but so far that is my closest without going over a guess. If that was crypto winter bear market bottom, maybe we go up from here. Otherwise, maybe 711 is. I don't know. We've definitely been in like max pain for a considerable period of time, in my opinion. Let's go really quick. Silver is up 5.98% on the day. 6.1 actually. Silver's doing really good here. There was a lot of people expecting it to crash farther. It crashed so much already. I understand that it had a crazy historical run up, but from that run up all the way down to 38% downside is crazy for silver. It was incredibly oversold. Let's actually check the higher time frames on that too. Actually, the daily was not oversold. Interesting. Okay, it did just cross below 50 on the daily, but on the 4-hour was incredibly oversold. We got a nice bounce off of what seems like 75. Nice psychological level. We're currently sitting at 84.15. My long is at 82.48, I think. based on my average. So if we go up from here, that would be pretty cool. I could make a little bit of money. Maybe they're trapping shorts. Maybe they're trapping longs. Who knows, man? But volume is definitely lower here than it was previously. So we'll have to see if we can recover out of this, or if this is just maybe some kind of dead cat bounce. What do you guys think? Do you guys think precious metals have topped? I don't know, man. I really like the supply demand arguments, and there's literally mints like shutting down for the weekends and stuff because they don't have enough supply. So I feel like, and maybe that's the point, I feel like it has more room to run. But also, if I had been accumulating at like 25 bucks and I was up like 3-4x, I might take a little bit of profit. I'm not a financial advisor. Obviously, you guys make your own decisions. You know what you're doing with your money. But it looks really good here. Tom Selleck Scout said silver might have, but gold is not. You don't think gold is topped? Gold currently trading at $4,823. Up 3.48% on the day. Gold kind of doing what we were looking for. Maybe on a little more stretch. Got to stretch it down a little bit more. Let's see. I'm going to do a hand drawn off of this. So we got our bounce. We got our climb down. And from here, are we going to do one of these? Is that going to be the next move? I mean, sideways until mid to late February? Like sideways and up a little bit? I kind of like it. We'll make this semi-transparent. I'm not confident in this. It's just an idea of what I think might be able to happen based on the fractal there with a slight adjustment for a higher market cap. But let's see what comes of it. As I said before, current price $48.29. It would not surprise me to see a shakeout immediately after that, because that's what the powers that be enjoy doing, is scaring folks and making them sell their bags. 88 Metal Mania said, I think there's a big disconnect between physical and paper. I agree. I think paper gold and silver contracts are kind of silly. I think that, I don't know, I think that it's kind of funny that that's a thing. It's almost as funny as the people that tried to like tokenize real art, like actual like physical paintings and stuff during the NFT phase. That's kind of what that reminds me of. You know what I mean? Like a stock kind of makes sense because you're buying a company. You cannot physically cut a piece of company out and hand it to somebody. So that one makes sense. But like silver and gold, you know that they're inflating that. You know that they're making up numbers. Like they're like, there's this much gold, so there's this much contract. That's not true. There's probably this much gold and this much contract. I don't know. I'm just throwing shit out. Let's see. Gourmet said, all good. Caught the dip last night, 75K. As always, I wish I bought more. Nice. Dude, I loaded up on Snack so hard. Literally, like, right before it pumped. I had my bags, and I had a goal in mind for what I wanted to accumulate for a number. And I did the math. I was like, I could do this. And I just did it, man. I fully committed. I sent it. And then Snack went up like 30%. I was like, whoa. Very, very happy. Needless to say, I do think that I may have recouped all of my losses with this move. If you plan accordingly and you have enough dry powder and you like are a psychotic, potentially masochistic, degenerate gambler, you might be able to do stupid stuff like that. If you do, though, you should use the links in the description to support the channel. But also be careful. Like, genuinely, this is money that I could afford to lose if it disappeared tomorrow. My life would not change. I'd be a little bit pissed off, but that's it. Toothpick said, I think silver has another leg to go yet. I see, that's the way that I feel as well. You know what? And that's not even a bias thing. Like, I got a little bit of silver. I don't have too much. I kind of want copper to go, because I got quite a bit of copper. I could stand, you know, for copper to have a nice leg up. Sneck has a confirmed green dot on market cipher right at the Pico low right here. Look at that. That is a beautiful print, if I've ever seen one. Midnight down 1.26%, struggling to bounce off of 46.94. Let's see if this thing can get back up above 5. It's struggling right now. It's actually kind of rejecting. XRP, a big one. A lot of people like XRP. I actually have a lot of respect for them. I think that they got creamed for no reason and made fun of, bullied, you know, and then they were the ones who literally won 2025. Pretty sure they're like one of the only profitable coins, which is crazy. Tuvik said Trump has signed a $12 billion fine earth mineral reserve. I saw that. Yeah, what does that mean? Like, is he like, we're gonna just accumulate this much? Or we're gonna mine this much? Like, what are the details? Because if nothing happens, then I also signed a $12 billion fine earth mineral reserve. You know what I mean? My crypto brain gets churning. Tom Selleck Scout said copper gonna go girls gone wild on us. Didn't they get in trouble? Tyler said, I'm assuming your name is Tyler. Ty7? Tyven? Tyven is kind of cool. When is the Cardano community going to start collecting those Jolteon cards? Oh, I actually have Jolteon cards. Like OG base set holographic Jolteon. Cheers. I've thought about raffling off $1,000 worth of Pokemon cards, selling raffle tickets for $10 a piece. The raffle tickets would be NFTs, and we would spin up code to just pick a random holder of the NFT. And I think that there would be more than one winner. I thought about doing like $1,000 for top prize, and then maybe like $200 worth of cards based on what TCG player values them at in their current condition. $1,000 first place, $200 second place, maybe like $50 for third, and then doing giveaways throughout the sale as well, because there would be obviously a goal. I would want to make my money back. Crypto Theory with G said next week is Bitcoin Investors Week. Okay. I don't know what that is, but I like it. I'm curious to find out what they said at the White House crypto thing today. Anyways, XRP down 0.16% on the day. It's looking like our top boys are trying to turn green here, so we'll see if they can drag the rest of the market up with them. $1.61 on XRP. We're holding one well above 150, which is awesome. We did get a wick down to 150, which I don't mind. This 157 level. So this line has been on this chart for ages. You guys that have watched me every single day know that. This is not some magic. I'm not claiming like, oh, I'm so smart, blah, blah, blah. All this is a previous support or resistance level. It happened to be the Pico top right here. And almost touched it right here. So that was an easy one. I literally just look at where the price reacts in the past, and I drop a line there. That's all that is. And it's a similar, it's like a lazy man's fixed range volume profile. Instead of going based off of volume, you just go based off of price action. Crypto Theory said 23 to 25 is Sailor's MicroStrategy event. Okay. I'll have to look into that, find out some more. Tyven, I'm going to call you Tyven now because Tyven sounds sick. Tyven said, you should do the Pokemon giveaway, that'd be cool. Well, it would be a raffle. It wouldn't be a giveaway, it would be a raffle. You would be buying tickets to win. And like I said, there'd only be certain winners. So people would buy tickets and a good portion of the people would get nothing. So it is a gamble. And I gotta look up the legalities of that because I don't want to get in trouble. But I think it'd be fun. Fun way to, get rid of some of my cards. Crypto Theory said 4-5 is Asia Digital Asset Event. All right. Let's see. I'm not going to go through everything. We'll look at SWE because I think SWE is pretty popular. We get a nice support level at 110. Didn't even go near $1, which is awesome. Held 110. Nice wicks, indicative of some buying pressure. Bullish crossover the moving average and the RSI. We got a green dot. I'm going to call that a valid green dot still because it's like right here. And we're still, it's 1 over. We're still at that level. We haven't necessarily lost that level. I'd be interested to see what these look like on higher time frames. Ondo's an interesting one because they're like tokenizing everything, but they're doing it on different chains, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. Arrow recovered very nicely off this trend line right here that we've been tracking. Trying really hard to get back above 40. Avalanche struggling. For some reason, Avalanche is struggling. It's back above $10 though. That's all I can ask for really. RSI is in a good spot. We got a green dot on market cipher again right here, same level. Chainlink. $9.80 rejecting $10 for the second time. We got break below, rejection 1, attempted rejection number 2. Are we going to go for a third time and get a break, or are we going to fail and continue to the downside? We got a green dot on the momentum wave pointing to the upside, climbed out of bearish. Money flow still negative on all of these coins, I'm pretty sure. We'll see where we end up. I'm most impressed with gold and silver because these things got sold off so hard, and they were still getting it sold off today. I don't know if that was a bear trap, but this candle right here was like this morning. Everything opened, gapped up, green, super duper bullish. And everyone was like, oh my gosh. And gold and silver were like, I'm tired, man. I can't do this anymore. And they just, kept selling off. There was red candle like continuation. People were probably panicking as well. But they held up, man. They held up. Look at gold got a bullish cross over the moving average in the RSI after coming out of oversold. We also technically, if you want to get really technical, we got an inverse head and shoulder here on that RSI too. So there's a ton of potential there for upside. I don't know what you want to call that, but looks good. Looks good to me. Fractal's still intact for the most part, obviously besides that slight decoupling, but we don't get worked up over decoupling. I will say, I'm most excited to look at the Nasdaq because the Nasdaq fractal, ooh, I don't know if I've ever seen a fractal play out better than the Nasdaq fractal. Besides, as fractal 1.0. As Fractal Senior, if you will. Gourmet Brand said, see if I can do the giveaway on every point change for the Super Bowl and do bigger cards for the first and third quarters and the big card for the half and final. Okay. I played fantasy football one time and I got wrecked. I got first pick too, and I got freaking injured McCaffrey. And my brother-in-law, knows football. He's a football guy. I am not. I'm a hockey guy. I literally barely know anything about football. And I got a hold of him, like, hey, I'm doing fantasy football with my buddies online. I got first pick. Who do I go with? He goes, Christian McCaffrey. And I was like, all right, sick. No joke. This kid gets injured and is out for the entire season. What an asshole. Hate that guy. Oh, man. Crypto Theory said 26 is Frankfurt, Germany digital asset event. Digital asset event sounds sick. If that's a typo, then you should register that event. And I feel like in Germany would be even cooler. Digital asset. Would you guys go to a digital asset event? But he said when Moon, hockey is greater than football. I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to be too divisive, but I am from Michigan. That is all I'll say. Gold. Normally I don't care about pissing people off, but football people, there's a lot of football people and hockey people as well, because I wasn't picking a specific side. Gold looks awesome. Like I said, bullish crossover the moving average in the RSI. Green dot on the momentum wave pointing to the upside. Green money flow, obviously. I don't think money flow's ever been red. Maybe for 2 seconds. Nobody really cares. Silver, same thing. Bullish crossover the moving average in the RSI happening as we speak. Green dot of the momentum wave pointed to the upside, crawling out of oversold and positive money flow. Let's see. I'm looking for at least a test of 100 on silver, and for gold, at least a test of, I guess, 5 grand. If it's gonna try to test and reject, but obviously, I want this fractal to play out. So let's see if it takes long, or if gold can just go boop and then do one of these, maybe. I don't know. Stream crashed? No, stream should be fine. Is it funky for you guys? Gourmet said, haha, just your luck. Opening any packs tonight? No. I have not opened any. I've been buying them. I think I told you guys this. I have an addiction. It's like a collector's addiction, but an investor's collector's addiction. I've been buying packs every time they're available because they're almost never in stock. So whenever they're in stock at the little Pokemon vending machine, I buy them. This is how many I have on my desk right now. These are all booster packs, all unopened booster packs. Like, is this a flex? I feel like it's a flex. It feels better to me to have this big fat stack of booster packs. And if I open them, what are they, just Pokemon cards? And then I have a booster bundle as well. I want to get like one of each available thing. Probably 2 of each available thing. So that way I'm comfortable at least opening one. And then I can keep the other ones unopened and maybe sell them in like 5 years for 10 times what I paid. Oh, that like ruins it. My fiance's pissed. She's like, you need to open those. I'm like, what? They're going to be worth more if I leave them closed. She's like, that's so annoying. I'm like, I'm sorry. I can't help it. God, what a weird problem to have. What a weird problem to have. I got all my OG cards, my like base set. All right. The heat said stream's fine. Okay, cool. Yeah, crypto theory. It might be on your end. You might have to refresh. Tyven said they've been outperforming our wallets. Dude, I saw somebody posted the other day their chart. They like listed everything. They're like Bitcoin's down, stocks are down, gold and silver's down, everything's down. Is anything pumping right now? And the guy was like, well, yeah, Pokemon. And he showed the chart, and I was like, oh shit. Let's go. Let's go. I remember I talked about doing the raffle, and because it would be the raffle tickets would be sold as an NFT. My buddy was like, I don't know why on earth you would ever try to get rid of a appreciating asset for a depreciating asset, but sure. And I mean, he's got a point. If I would have done the raffle back then, I probably would have lost like 60-70% of my money. Because, you know, I probably would have kept it in crypto like an idiot. Actually, I mean, like an investor. But maybe I would have converted some of it into silver and gold. Anyways, the ISM Manufacturers PMI printed today. Is this finally updated? Why won't this update, man? I've seen this actually change, like this part right here in the watch list, but I still can't get it to like properly print. We have officially printed up to 52.6, which is a huge spike. Let me show you just for an example. This is what this chart should look like, by the way. For January, we go all the way up to 52.6. So that's our print right there. We're going to pretend that it's just the right color and the actual like print. That is the largest spike we've seen since the previous bull market. Now, let me give you an example here. I'm going to switch between this and Bitcoin a lot. Let me find like a clean Bitcoin chart. I think the index one is the cleanest. Tisha said, hi, did you see my message about STX on the Discord? So happy I bought some. So far, so good. I don't think I did. When was that? You said... I was talking to myself a lot. I was talking to myself all day. Oh, yes, yesterday at 3:29 p.m. Yes, I did. You said crazy that STX is at 0.25 right now. I bought at 0.3 right before the drop. Bought a little more at 0.25 like Tino said. Okay, you bought at 0.25. Let's go take a look really quick. Did you kill it? It's at 0.3. Hell yeah. That's awesome. Let's get out of the monthly. Ooh, gosh, that feels so good. Look at that. It literally perfectly bounced. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is a perfect psychological retest. Because look, it probably should have gone down here to like 2.3, 2.4, whatever. 25 is a psychological number. It did wick down there, which is interesting. But 25, like I said, psychological. Sometimes psychology outweighs technicality or whatever. I think that's the word. Technical? Yeah. I don't know. I wanted to say technology for some reason. Sometimes psychology outweighs I forgot the word again. Technical. Damn. There's like a whole oxymoron conundrum happening right now because I'm saying psychology and I want to say technology, but I'm trying to say technical. Whoa. I need the tinfoil. Sometimes psychology outweighs technical. There we go. I did it. And that's what happened here. We got a nice, beautiful bounce off of 25 with a nice wick going down to 23, 24. And we're currently sitting at 29.99. If you would have bought that dip, you would currently be up 20%, which is that's a huge spike. Tishu, that's what happened with me and Snack. Cheers. We literally, we crossed streams. Hell yeah. All right. That's awesome. Love to see my viewers winning. Okay, so the ISM Manufacturers PMI and then Bitcoin. Right here, index. There we go. So take a look right here. Bitcoin, we've got, let's go to ISM really quick. I want to go to, obviously, let's go right here. March 2021. Let's go to March 2021. March 2021, right here, the first peak, March 2021. So I'm going to put a vertical line there just so we can see. There's one, that's one peak. Whoops, right here. Make it thicker, let's make it yellow. Very easy to see. And then over here, let's go to March 2024, 4-year cycle. Right there. It's almost a bottom, but it is a high. March, nope, that's 25. Okay, yeah, it's right here. March 24. Another peak. Look at that. And then January 2025. I bet you I know exactly where it's at. Is it right here? Right there. Another peak. And then, right, it's either June 25 or September 25. I think it's September, October 25. So let's go there. September, October, I believe it's October. Yep, October. All of these are peaks. This is a peak on Bitcoin, a peak on Bitcoin, a peak on Bitcoin, a peak on Bitcoin. And we go back over to the ISM Manufacturers PMI. We've got peak, 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 peak. Now, what do these all have in common? You have a ramp going up to them. The pump leads to the pump. The pump leads to the pump. The pump leads to the pump, and the pump leads to the pump. Now, this one is an anomaly. Whoops. This one is an anomaly, and I'm assuming because this was one print higher. This was 2 prints higher. This was 3 prints higher. This was probably 5 or 6 prints higher. Does that make sense? You can do the math with the dots, but they were higher prints. All we need is for February data in March to come in at 52 or higher than 52.6, even if it's just a little boop, then I think Bitcoin's going to go crazy. Totally guessing. Let's see. What if I said, Rip Jordan, dumbass thinks Bitcoin dropping into 40s. He's fat George, but skinny, dumber version for Jesus. Oh, shit. Oh my God. Tishu said cheers. Fahid said, Jordan said 10 trillion too. Tishu said, I think 40K is possible. Maybe 401K. Oh! Fahid said, we missed the old Jordan. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I definitely miss the streams with the boys and everything. What if I said, oh, Tishu, I miss you being smart. Okay, I got a question for Waterfly and Fahid. Is Franco still around? I tried to tag him in Jordan's Discord, actually. I thought he came back, but I don't know. I hope he's doing good. I know he's got a kid and stuff now. And he's doing his own trucker thing. Okay. So yeah, that's my whole spiel on the ISM Manufacturers PMI. We got peak 1, 2, 3, 4. The only peak that's unaccounted for here is, I don't know, does September 23 have anything? Let's actually go look. September 23. September right here. Actually, that's a bottom. That's interesting. We started pumping after that, though. I mean, technically, is it? It is a peak from right here, maybe. You could cope with that, whatever. Let's not cope, though. Let's try to be real. We've got print 1. We've got print 2. We've got print 3. These are all the peaks on Bitcoin. And then we've got print 4. Each peak, out of the 3 at least, the 3 most recent ones, pretty small, pretty insignificant. And Bitcoin, for the most part, was pretty small, pretty insignificant. At least, you know, by comparison to the previous spike percentage-wise. Last time from like low to high, we went, what, 750%? This time from low to high, we went, what, 630? I guess that's not too bad, but we could go higher because we have in the past. not saying it has to happen that way, but it's entirely possible. So if we went to 750, Bitcoin would have gone to 135-ish. I kind of like that number. So what if we actually do that? I'm just saying. Again, these are all just theories, but I like the bullish ISM PMI is literally right here as we speak. Let's see if this bad boy spikes within the next month. This is the monthly chart. So maybe the next candle is going to be bam, huge super duper green candle. Let me do, what if this is the next candle? Wow. All right, I'll stop. I'm sorry. So yeah, that's my spiel with ISM PMI. All the data checks out with that spike correlating with Bitcoin and liquidity. Everything is there. It's all laid out, the details, the facts. It is what it is. I'm not saying it has to happen, but it has happened in the past. So it is something to keep in mind. I'm just going to delete these because they're going to be in the way. I'm waiting for this thing to update. It's bugging me. But we are above 50. We're in expansion. It's 100%. Teacher said, oh, hang on. Franco left till August dealing with family stuff. Okay, what if I said Franco raising my kid? Damn. Teacher said, well, if you're open to the possibility of 40K, you trade, invest accordingly, risk management, and you're not going to get effed. Crypto Theory said XRP Australia event happens February 27th as well. Gourmet Brand said your PMI TA could coincide with the Wyckoff if we're looking for a pump. It could actually. Drummer said don't forget to like and subscribe, everyone. Guys, smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for being here. Bitcoin currently trading at, let's go down to lower time frame. Apologize for my psychotic ramblings on my charts. There is rhyme and reason to it. These green lines are liquidation points that we just added to the chart. We add them every single stream, in case you guys are new here. Avert your attention to the poll in the chat. I asked you guys, with the economy expanding, PMI above 50, which asset wins this week? So far, you guys are saying it's a trap. We got 36% of you guys out of 14 votes. Bitcoin currently trading at $78,739.65. Are we going to get above 80? I am bullish because you guys think it's a trap. 9 times out of 10, the majority is wrong. No offense. Bitcoin dominance trying to push up here. Very nice. Gold and silver, absolutely smashing to the upside. Gold up 2.64% still on the day. Silver up 4.87% on the day. It does seem like there's some resistance, but it's not that hard for precious metals to smash through resistance. We've seen it like probably 30 times in the past 12 months. Tisha said it's not allowed to say, is it not allowed to say the F word? I just try not to swear at all. I try my best. If I do, then I'm like passionate about what I'm talking about. Sometimes I just slip up though. But yeah, the first 15 minutes usually try to stop yourself from swearing. Where'd you get that from though? Did I censor myself? Okay, DXY down 0.14% on the day. We are back above our 15-year legacy trend line that goes all the way back to April 2020 or 2011. Gourmet Brand said he promised YouTube he wouldn't curse. I mean, technically, if I've monetized something, yeah. What's crazy about this is we filled the gap right here, and we're starting to show some signs of weakness. But if I was trying to make a bull case for this, I would tell you that we broke back above this. We're retesting it for support, and we're going to continue to the upside. We technically don't want that because assets usually do better if the DXY is dropping. What's nice is our RSI did have some time to heat up, and it could potentially break below that moving average and push the price level down. Tishu said, I think it could be a bull trap, but we can bounce for a little while. Staircase up, elevator down, possibly. Not saying that's what's going to happen. Tishu said, is it not allowed to say the F word? Why are you saying it? I feel like I'm going crazy. Tom Selleck Scout said Discord. I will check in a moment, my friend. Crypto Theory said I could list even more bullish events taking place this month, LOL, and later this year. Metal investors just learned Bitcoin is new and shiner. Gourmet Brand said he promised YouTube he wouldn't curse. Yep, we read that. Tishu, yep. Okay, let's go take a look at Discord for Tom Selleck Scout. He said, oh my god, dude, I've seen this. I don't remember if I don't think I did. I don't think I added it to the thing, but it's freaking funny, dude. All right, I gotta play this. All right, we're past the 15-minute mark. I'm gonna play it because it's freaking hilarious. I gotta make sure you guys can hear it though. Hang on. Shield your ears if you got children in the room. There's gonna be swearing. I apologize in advance. Maybe I don't know. Why would you kids want to watch this? All right.
Where's my fucking money, motherfucker? Where's my fucking money, bitch?
Dude, it's so good. That's so good. Whoever thought of that, or like whoever actually made this verse, is a genius. That's an iconic clip. I thought that he just made a bunch of videos like that all the time. He doesn't. Like when people screw him over, he does. But that one was like, ooh, beautiful, beautiful freak out. Such a good clip. Like the original one. And then with the CZ drama, it's just icing on the cake. That shit's funny. What if I said it licks its shirt? Oh, I understand. You guys are doing like a creepy Helter Skelter thing. Silence of the Lambs. What is the oh shoot. What's the prequel? Nope. Not Silence of the Lambs. It's not Silence of the Lambs. What is it? Hannibal Rising. That's what I'm thinking of. Hannibal Rising. I think you guys are doing Silence of the Lambs, but Hannibal Rising, such a good prequel, dude. Such a good prequel. Okay. MicroStrategy, aka Big B Coffee, down 6.73% on the day. Kind of getting wrecked. They did not get their morning coffee. In case you guys are curious why I call it Big B Coffee, well, it's because their logo is just the Big B Coffee logo. Very cool. Congratulations, Michael Saylor. You've achieved poor color design. But current level 141.68. As soon as we broke below 167, I said I was looking for 130, and we're about there. If we lose 130, I have no idea where we're going. I do still find it very interesting that Vanguard loaded up back here. I'm not sure what's going to come of that, but we'll keep it in mind. We'll continue to mention it. Yeah, Vanguard purchased some strategy this day. Yep. So yeah, that's interesting. Nasdaq. We got an extremely large spike to the upside on the Nasdaq, coinciding perfectly. Don't tell me there's no sound. There is sound. No sound. Don't say that. We got an extremely... Yeah, there's sound. Is there no sound? There's no way. I see the sound. Is my sound bugging out again? Alright, hang on. I gotta get trolled for a second. I'm checking on my phone. Let's see. Is my sound gone? Where's my stream? There it is. Is my sound bugging out again? It's sound on the sound. There is sound. Yeah. What are you talking about, Waterfly? You clean your ears out, bro. Thank you. Thank you, John Tujo. Okay. Sailor was... I saw Sailor in the list, the files. That is one of my favorite things in the world. We talked about that. It was in the news segment. He literally, like, they kept emailing him. The lady called him creepy, basically, because she's like, we can't figure out how to blackmail him. They're like, I have a yacht. Do you want to come on my yacht? And he's like, I have a yacht. I'm going to the cans. They literally couldn't get him because he's so autistic. It was a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. Same with Elon. My favorites were I think the Elon replies are my favorite because they're like pretentious without trying to be pretentious. You know? The creepy guy is like, hey, Elon, do you want to come? There's a bunch of foreign dignitaries. And he's like, why would I go there and watch them do nothing? That would be an unproductive use of my time. Which, if somebody ever sent me an email, if I ever invited anybody to anything, I was like, hey, man, you want to come do you want to come to a party? And they're like, why would I want to come watch people sit around and drink? That would be an unproductive use of my time. Oh, my God, dude, that would, my soul, I mean, I understand now why Epstein might have offed himself. He probably sat there and thought about all those emails. He's probably like, man, I suck. There is some stuff though. Apparently, maybe he escaped. He might have escaped. They might have snuck him out. I don't know. Kind of crazy. He's probably living it up with Michael Jackson and Elvis in Argentina, along with Hitler. How old would Hitler be if he was still alive? Oh gosh, I probably can't say that name either. Anyways, Nasdaq, beautiful structure here. We hand drew the fractal to kind of account for lower market cap, and I don't like to change the fractal once it's in place. I could technically probably pull it down and get it to fit, but I don't want to do that. This is literally a fractal from previous price action, right back here-ish, and it's playing out perfectly. It's pretty sick. So the blue line is the hand-drawn version, and we're kind of calling for a Tuesday, Wednesday bounce, but we got a Monday bounce, which is awesome. The question is, are we going to recouple with the OG fractal, or are we going to use the new drawn fractal kind of as a mean? And it's basically just like a slow grind up from here on out with the Nasdaq, if the fractal is to be believed. Saeed said, hi sir, how you doing, Saeed? Tufix said, I think he's still alive somewhere on an island. I think he might be right. Allegedly, not financial advice. Okay. So yeah, that's the Nasdaq. I'm pretty proud of that. We got a bullish cross over the moving average in the RSI and a green dot on market cipher at the Pico low right here. So we'll see if that comes to fruition. Obviously, the green dot definitely did. That thing played out already. If this thing pulls all the way back down, I will say the green dot played out. But pretty exciting to see this thing spike up that hard. It was up like 1.5% at some point yesterday, so that's pretty cool. S&P up 0.54 on the day, currently trading at $6,976. Are we going to fulfill the hand-drawn fractal by some form of averaging? That would be acceptable. I would still brag about that. So let's see what happens. I like it so far. It is kind of calling for us to potentially just kind of be sideways boring, maybe a little bit down until like February 20th, and then we spike up. And again, that's based, maybe even go further, maybe February 25th, based on the actual fractal. But this is, the idea of fractals are not just like magical, like, oh, I put this shape there, so it has to play out. It's based on previous market psychology, previous market liquidity, everything. Everything about it has played out in the past, probably thousands of times. And if we zoom out, there's not really much further structure for the S&P. It kind of spikes down sometimes, and then it goes up. Maybe on like a 45-degree angle. Every once in a while it spikes down and then it goes up on a 45-degree angle. It's not rocket science. It's actually quite simple. So I brag about this and I make the fractal Farquaad jokes. But, the fractals play out because that's the way that money moves. They inject money into the system and it goes into the stock market eventually. So there's a steady flow of liquidity just constantly coming into the stock market because of the increased population and the insane amount of money that they printed. So we like this. Warsh, hawkish, or dovish is not stepping foot in as the Fed chair. He's not stepping foot in the chair until May, June. So we have nothing to worry about until then. So it was kind of a no-brainer that markets were going to recover. Whether or not they continue recovering, obviously, is up to the market, but the bounce back was, obviously, hindsight's 2020. The bounce back looks good. Saeed said, hi, sir. How you doing, Saeed? Happy Monday, my friend. Cheers. All right. We got a bunch of news today, guys, for the news segment. I'm actually quite excited to go through the news segment. U.S. President Donald Trump announced a trade deal with India following a phone call with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Key points from Trump's statement. U.S. side, the U.S. will immediately reduce its reciprocal tariffs on Indian goods from 25% to 18%. India side, India will move forward to reduce its tariffs and non-tariff barriers on U.S. goods to 0. India will stop or significantly halted buying Russian oil. India commits to buying much more from the U.S., including over $500 billion in U.S. energy, oil and gas, technology, agriculture products, coal, and other goods, described as a major Buy American push. This resolves, at least partially, months of tension where the Trump administration imposed high tariffs on India, up to 50% total in some cases, including a specific 25% penalty tied to Russian oil purchases to pressure New Delhi over indirectly funding Russia's war in Ukraine. Interesting. Very interesting. So that's super duper bullish news. Guys, as far as I'm concerned, the only thing really holding us back from this point forward is the government shutdown. Metal sell-off from JP Morgan, JP manipulation, that's pretty much over with. Maybe they push it down further, but so far they're recovering. They're actually the only thing green right now. Warsh, hawkish Fed pick, he doesn't go into place until May, June. So that's kind of that's a nothing burger right there. Government shutdown, that's the only thing we got to worry about. Iran versus US, they said that they're happy and excited to work out a deal or whatever. They're talking. I don't know. They're going out on a date. It's going to be fun. No rate cut. That's done and over with. It's priced in now. Priced in. Tariffs. We just got a trade deal with India. That's huge. So I'm going to count that as non-tariff. You know, that kind of cancels out the tariff concern for now. So right now, the only thing holding us down a little bit is the government shutdown. If they resolve this government shutdown like tomorrow or Wednesday, I think we might go crazy. And then obviously we got midterms. People are about to get their tax returns. People like to invest when they get money. I don't know. I feel like those are all important things to talk about. Here's the ISM Manufacturers PMI print, 52.6. Very exciting stuff. I was not expecting it to explode to the upside like that. I'm very happy for that. What if I said like? Guys, don't forget to smash the like button. Help support the channel. I appreciate you guys for being here. We have been killing it with views lately. We've been killing it with subscriber count lately. I'm very excited about that. I am. Giovanni said, what's up? What's going on? Giovanni, how you doing, my friend? Happy Monday. Cheers, guys. Cheers. Got the chai latte today. Oh, delicious. Okay. Just in $4.02 trillion wiped out from gold and silver's market cap today. That was yesterday, 19 hours ago. Tyvin said, keep collecting Jolteon cards. Hell yeah. This one was really cool. Luxembourg grants Ripple XRP full EU electronic money institution license. So Ripple, one step closer to becoming the protocol that they've always wanted to be. Binance buys $100 million worth of Bitcoin for its Seifu fund. Yet another admission of guilt from Binance for October 10th. Keep in mind, October 10th happened, the day of, they said, whoops, there was a glitch. $385 million worth of our user funds were wiped out. So we're going to make you guys whole again out of pocket. We are going to give you guys back your $384 million. Mind you, $19 billion had been liquidated from the market that day. It is the single largest liquidation event in cryptocurrency history. And they're like, oopsie, we messed up, but we're only going to pay back the people on our platform. So people put two and two together, they figured out what happened, and then CZ's like, you guys are being mean to me. You better stop being mean to me. And then he announced this other admission of guilt fund. They keep doing stuff that makes them look super guilty. And it's incredibly sus. Oh yeah, they also tried to blame Ethereum. They said, well, October 10th happened because Ethereum is slow and the fees are high. Mind you, Ethereum has been around since before the last bull market. And there was nothing like that at any time. So it's just been getting more and more silly. They're allegedly going to be deploying a full $1 billion. I'm assuming $100 million at a time into Bitcoin. Even though we had $1 billion worth of liquidations like the day after they announced that. So I'm just saying, maybe it wasn't liquidations. Maybe it was $1 billion worth of market cap had left the market or something like that. Michael Saylor's strategy bought 855 Bitcoins worth $75 million. Hell yeah. Tom Lee's Bitmine bought 41,788 ETH worth $97 million. Tom Lee officially outpacing Saylor. Interesting. They're competing right there. Elon Musk confirms SpaceX is in advanced talks to merge with xAI. So glad to hear that Elon Musk and Elon Musk are getting along and negotiations are going well. India commits to buy $500 billion worth of U.S. energy, technology, agriculture, coal, and many other products. Very cool. Elon Musk, SpaceX to merge with xAI, according to Bloomberg. Elon Musk's SpaceX and xAI valued at $1.25 trillion following merger. President Trump officially announces creation of a $12 billion U.S. critical mineral reserve. Elon Musk's SpaceX officially acquires XAI. Again, this is like a shaking your own hand kind of way of transferring money from one company to another, probably without any legal ramifications. This one kind of cracked me up. President Trump said, "I'm a big crypto person. I helped crypto more than anybody because I believe in it." This is him helping crypto more than anybody. Right here. What is that, bro? What is that? How does that help anyone? That's down 37%, my guy. But again, we've seen these pullbacks in a bull market before. So technically speaking, it might be copium, but if we do go up from here, everybody's going to look like an idiot. Everybody. Myself included. Not that I don't normally look like an idiot anyways. Look at that. We went down and went below mine. So far, Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn, I think, is going to be the winner, if that is the crypto winter bounce. Dream Tanks went all the way down to 53K. T-Shoe went all the way down to 39K. So let's see if Bitcoin gets any worse off. But so far, so good for Gourmet Brands for that crypto winter bottom. All right. We got President Trump says he did not know Abu Dhabi invested $500 million in his World Liberty crypto project. I don't know about it. My sons are handling that. I guess they get investments from people. Yes, very good, very good. He said exactly what he was told. Just in, India agrees to reduce tariffs on the United States to 0 and will stop buying Russian oil. In return, the U.S. will reduce tariffs from 25% to 18%. Very cool. People, the U.S. economy has been in recession since the pandemic. The PMI is the most important indicator of growth and beat today by 4.6 points, reading 52.6. This is the first indication of an expanding economy in over 4 years. PMI ISM above 50 equals economy is growing. That is expansion. Yes, the market is highly manipulated and fundamentals don't translate to immediate repricing in dollar pairs, but this is my bottom signal confirmation via expanding liquidity and overall economic expansion. I stand by my call, not financial advice. You love to see it. We got green, red, green, red, green, red, green, red. Every green, green, red. Red is the top, green is the bottom, red is the top. Green is the bottom, red is the top, green is the bottom. What comes after that? Red is the top, 300 and something days. I'm assuming 337 is the average. Let's actually figure that out. We've got 334 plus 518 plus 304 divided by 3. 385 actually. So if it is going to be the average, then it's going to be 385. Maybe he's anticipating 380 or 337 for some specific reason, but I like it. I like it very much. Let's see. We got another, let's do another poll. 40% of you guys, yeah, you guys are really hell-bent down this bull trap. So I asked you guys, let's go back to Bitcoin looking okay. Silver and gold looking good. Silver, I don't know. I like silver. There's something about silver that tickles me. I asked you guys, with the economy expanding, PMI above 50, which asset wins this week? 40% of you guys said it's a bull trap. 20 said Bitcoin, 20 said gold and silver, 20 said stocks. So we are completely divided. The only majority is the people that think we're in a bull trap right now, which is kind of crazy. So maybe we're not in a bull trap. Let's do another poll. Be honest, did you buy the dip? Yes, always. No, it's going lower. Yes, but ready for lower. No, I sold the dip. GTFO. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the poll in the chat. I asked you guys if you bought the dip. Be honest, did you buy the dip? You got yes, no, it's going lower. Yes, ready for lower. No, I sold the dip. Get the F out. Silver, $82.32. Gold, $4,775. And Bitcoin, $78,492. Really, the Nasdaq really blew me away today. I was like, wow. That's what made me get up and do my emergency stream this morning. Normally, I don't do morning streams. I couldn't leave you guys hanging, though. So make sure you guys subscribe. I live stream every single day. Been doing it for over a year, which is insane. I've been streaming for more than probably 380 days in a row. Something's wrong with my brain at this point. Breaking spot gold prices dropped below $4,600 an ounce, now down $1,000 per ounce over the last 3 trading days. That was February 1st, which was yesterday. Crypto Theory said, "This is when boys become men, bulls or bears." Tony Rosas said, "What up, JJ? How have you been, sir?" I've been wonderful, Mr. Rosas. How have you been? Happy Monday. Cheers. ISM PMI came in bullish today, so I'm in a good mood. Been waiting for that. That has been my top shelf copium. So to see it fulfilled makes me very, very delusional. But we'll see what comes of it, man. We will see what comes of it. Corporate insiders are dumping stocks. This one's interesting to me. About 1,000 executives at U.S. listed companies have sold shares in January compared to just 207 buyers. This pushes the ratio of insider sellers to buyers up to 4.8. The highest since February 2021 and second highest since 2020. This ratio has more than doubled since November 2025. Insiders are increasingly concerned about escalating geopolitical tensions, valuations, and potentially unsustainable AI capital expenditures. Interesting. Gourmet Brand said, "Doesn't 50 mean lower than 50?" Maybe I did fudge that. So the mouth opens towards, yeah, you're right. I think you're right. Just the way that the sentence is formulated. I should have just typed up the word. Yeah, the mouth eats the greater one. So in that sentence that you just typed, doesn't is less than 50. So 50 is greater than doesn't. That's such a confusing thing. That is such a confusing thing. You are right, though. Yeah. I think, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a hard sentence to type just with the symbol. All right. So, yeah. Corporate insiders are securing historic gains. They like number go up. This is the unsustainable AI CapEx is, I think, what has me the most standoffish so far. But I mean, they're bringing in numbers. They are bringing in numbers. Crypto Theory said, "Shutdown also likely to end tomorrow. I feel a bubble getting ready to pop, but I never invest with my emotions." Yeah. Oh, yeah. And people never expect the bubble when it does pop, so we're probably going to continue to explode, and everyone's going to get crazy bullish. They're going to be like, "Oh my gosh, AI is never going to allow the economy to deflate ever again," and then it's going to happen. Bitcoin falls below, this was 23 hours ago, mind you. Bitcoin fell below 75K and ETH fell below 2,200 as the crypto sell-off accelerates. $150 million worth of levered longs liquidated in just 10 minutes. We have $78,300 Bitcoin, so the sell-off is subverted. Gourmet said, "I assume you meant greater than 50, correct?" Yes. Yes, I did mean greater than 50 because the ISM Manufacturers PMI did come in over 50. Let me see. Let's actually ask Grok because I genuinely want to know how to type that. I feel like I've done it before. How would... Actually, I'm just going to say type the sentence ISM greater than 50. But instead of using the words, this is such a stupid segment, greater than, use the symbol. And then I'm going to put both of them in there. This or, in the correct orientation for the sentence to read the right way. Let's see what Grok does. Oh, shit. Yep. Okay, there you go. It is greater than 50. Yep. The mouth eats. Yes. I said that. I don't know why it didn't make sense in my brain, man. Evan Pickle said, like the stream where you'll stub your toe soon. Damn. Evan, we're doing English lessons. Normally we got JJ Math and it's wrong, but today it is English. Well, technically it's math because you don't use that unless you're doing math, right? I don't know, man. It's out of control. Tyven said, I forgot to ask what your favorite Pokemon is. See, this is such a hard question to answer. I think last time I was asked, I think I went with Cyndaquil. I think I'm gonna stick with that. I think I like Cyndaquil. Gourmet Brand said the way I remember it as the arrow looks like an L, which means less than. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, in sentence form, it hurts my brain. Like, I can type it up like an equation all day, but in sentence form, I'm like, well, is it supposed to be this way or that way? Bitcoin getting a little bit red here. It is down 0.61% of the day, currently trading at $78,254. Selling pressure. This is 22 hours ago. Breaking. Selling pressure accelerates across multiple asset classes as Bitcoin hits its lowest level since April 2025. Natural gas minus 15.5%, ETH minus 10.5%, silver minus 8%, gold minus 5.5%, Bitcoin minus 5.5%. That's interesting. They were the same. WTI crude minus 4.5%, Nasdaq 100 minus 1.5%, S&P 500 minus 1.2%, and Dow 30 minus 0.8%. We are seeing historic volatility in commodities right now. Tom Seller's Code said, it's 100% math and you failed again. Hey man, I never claimed to be perfect at math specifically. I am perfect at fractals though, which is why I'm self-proclaimed Fractal Farquad. You're welcome. Some of you may die, but that is a sacrifice I am willing to make. I really got to get the Lord Farquaad costume, and I gotta wear it on stream, dude. Maybe we'll do that. We'll do that at like. Should we do that at 1,500 subscribers or 2,000? Well, that'll be the 2,000 subscribers. When we hit 2,000 subscribers, I will buy a Lord Farquaad costume, and I will wear it for an entire stream. And we'll probably maybe. Do I do that for the entire 12-hour stream to celebrate? What am I doing to myself, man? We'll talk about what stream it will be, but we will do that when we get the 2,000 subs. I will be Lord Farquaad first stream. I don't know why I just committed to that. Bitcoin dropping a little bit further here. It is down 0.92%, currently trading at $78,016. Are we going to get Brown Monday finally at 9:50 p.m. EST? South Korea's stock market extends to nearly minus 4% today as global equity markets sell off. Interesting. Breaking. Computers and electronic products shipments rose 4.9% year over year and 0.9% month over month in November to 32 billion, the highest since 2008. This marks the 15th consecutive monthly increase since the 2020 pandemic. Shipments have surged 25%. By comparison, the 2000 and 2008 peaks were 44.5 billion and 34.3 billion respectively. Overall, the total U.S. durable goods orders jumped 12.3% year over year and 5.3% month over month in November to 323 billion. The second highest on record. Tech investment is gaining momentum. Is it? That's where they erase the bubble mentality, the bubble rumors. Gourmet said, ha 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 ha. I don't think you can type ha 4 times without it sounding like an evil laugh. Tom Selleck Scout said, it's a brilliant idea and you should wear it for the full 12. You got to commit to the bit. All right, guys. You heard it here first. Once we get the 2,000 subscribers, 12-hour live stream, the Fractal Farquaad makes his debut, his live stream debut. Evan said, we need to set up a GoFundMe for JJ to be able to come to Vegas. Would you go if it was paid for? I don't think the money is the problem, Evan. I think it's about the drive and the market. If the market's doing really, really good, then I can justify going to a crypto convention. Otherwise, I would rather just hang out with my buddies in frickin' Dollywood in Nashville, Tennessee. I feel like that's a reasonable ask. I'm not getting on a plane. You won't do it. There's not enough money in the world to afford the amount of drugs that you would need to put into my body to get me on an airplane. Okay, silver and gold are selling off with the rest of the market. Interesting, interesting. S&P looks okay. Nasdaq, Bitcoin, 78.29. Are we gonna hold 78? I guess the psychological levels here are thin. We got 77.50 before you get to 75, I suppose. I don't know. U.S. stock market futures extend losses with Nasdaq 100 futures down 1.8%. Gold prices are now near 1,100 an ounce. What's it at right now? Gold right now is near, wait a minute, what? Did I read that right? Oh, minus 1,100 an ounce. Okay, I understand. My bad, my bad. I was like, what are they talking about? Damn. Evan said, what about a private plane? Those actually crash more. Those literally crash more. You guys, you know what? I don't know. I'm not going to make a commitment. If you guys get me like a crazy driver, then maybe I'll go. Tom Selleck said, if we weren't meant to fly, we'd have wings. I agree. I agree. Thank you. I agree. I 100% agree. The inventor of the parachute literally died testing it. I'm just saying. There has arguably never been a more volatile time in commodity markets ever. Embrace the volatility. This run will be referenced for decades to come. Hell yeah. We're living through it, guys. South Korea halts all program trading sell orders as its stock market downturn accelerates. Breaking. Bitmain's BMNR unrealized ETH losses rise to minus 6.6 billion, now on track to become the 5th largest documented principal trading loss in history if sold. Unrealized losses are now at about 66% of the size of Archegos in 2021, the largest loss ever recorded. Damn, that's crazy. Breaking. Gold and silver post massive reversals. This was 14 hours ago. This shows you the volatility. Massive reversals and erase the majority of their losses on the day. Gold is back above 4,700 an ounce and silver's back above 87 an ounce. Truly incredible price action. 4,787. Right now we are at 47.69 and 81. Interesting. Evan said, if we were meant to go 60 miles per hour, we would be able to run that fast. What type of logic is this? I feel like there's people that can run that fast. You can definitely go fast on the ground. You cannot go fast in the sky without a device. That'd be cool to take like a Vespa. I'm just coming up with the worst ideas, man. I'm gonna shut up. Breaking. Natural gas prices extend losses to minus 21% on the day, now set for the largest daily drop since January 2024. Good, because my apartment's heated with natural gas. I got a little spooked when that started going up that much. I was like, ooh, this is going to suck. I don't want to look at my bill. Okay, we got U.S. investment grade corporate bond sales surged 12% year over year in January to $208.4 billion, the highest for any January on record. Only 4 months that saw higher issuance in the past were March, April, and May 2020 and March 2022. This also marks only the 6th time in history that monthly issuance has exceeded $200 billion. By comparison, the previous 6-year average for January is $153.5 billion. As a result, the U.S. is fueling a global debt surge, with total public bond issuance up 11% year over year in January, hitting a record $930 billion. Corporations are borrowing more than ever. Damn. Bitcoin, little itty bitty baby wick at 78-ish. Probably exactly 78, actually. We are liquidating some bulls right now. I'm going to call them maybe premature populations. Tom Selleck's goat. Oh, Evan said, nope, I read that already. No, he did. I did not actually. Evan said, if we were meant to eat cooked food, we would be able to cook food with our bare hands. I don't understand. Tom Selleck Scott said, I wasn't being serious, Evan. I was bussin' JJ's ball. I don't know if you can say bussin'. I don't know if we're allowed to say that anymore. I like the idea of us adopting slang like 8 months after it's used. Bussin'. Oh, man. You know what? I got a recommendation, actually. I got a YouTube recommendation for you guys. If you like miscellaneous nonsense, I highly recommend you guys go check out Cold Ones. Great for if you're just sitting around bored as hell and you want to watch something funny. These dudes are freaking hilarious. Yeah, they just drink and do stupid shit. Obviously, like within reason, under the supervision of their friends and stuff. It's all controlled and safe. But there's some good memes. Bussin' is hilarious. Cum Fountain is another one. Just stupid nonsense. They're Australian, so their humor's a little twisted, but it's good. It's a good time. Evan said about time for me to rug the stream again. Take it easy, Mr. Evan. Bitcoin, $77,984.64. Silver and gold erasing some of their gains for the day. Interesting. Breaking. U.S. Labor Department says the January jobs report will not be released on Friday due to the ongoing partial government shutdown. Of course it won't, because that would require the Fed to have accurate data to cut interest rates, wouldn't it? What? Yeah, this is what drives me crazy, man. You're not going to tell me them missing 4 days of work, like, shakes up their entire data set so they cannot publish this information. That makes zero sense. Tyvin said, anyone else having weird issues with Snack Fun? I have not used Snack Fun in forever. I don't want to be a pessimist, but the lack of liquidity has kind of turned me off buying meme coins, which sucks because I used to have fun with that. But I think that the negativity in the market outweighs any of the previous negativity, so it's already too much. I'm trying to cope. Trying to cope out here, man. Trying to cope in peace. We got AI borrowing is skyrocketing. Big tech firms issued a record $120 billion in corporate debt in 2025 to fund AI-related investments. Issuance surged 500% compared to 2024 levels. This is also more than in 4 preceding years combined. Amazon, Google, Meta, Microsoft, and Oracle are now expected to issue 18% more in debt in 2026, bringing the total to $142 billion. In one scenario, they could raise as much as $317 billion, a plus 164% year-over-year spike. AI debt is skyrocketing. Interesting. What was I gonna? Oh yeah, I'm a little peeved that Oracle is suddenly lumped in with everybody else just because they had like one good year. I don't know. Maybe that's just very tribal and like immature of me. But I'm like, I don't think you really earned it yet, buddy. What are you doing up here with the big kids? SpaceX has acquired XAI. Breaking. SpaceX has acquired XAI. Elon Musk and Elon Musk were able to work out a deal. It's official. Elon Musk's SpaceX has acquired Elon Musk's XAI. Here's the official press release. The biggest IPO in history just got even bigger. Absolutely incredible. Wait until they merge it with X. And then the Everything app truly becomes the Everything app. I want to know when they're going to integrate cryptocurrency on the platform, because I was actually excited about that. What if they do cryptocurrency and stock trading? I bet you they could. Oh my gosh, could you imagine like an actual UI programmer getting a hold of like trading? We definitely need help there. I think that's where Coinbase excels, is their user interface is beautiful. President Trump says, I'm a big crypto person. Older workers are getting back into the U.S. labor market at a rapid pace. Workers aged 65 and older now reflect 0.8% of all new hires, the highest in at least a decade. This marks a sharp increase from the 0.5% seen in 2022 over the same period. The percentage of workers under 25 in new positions declined 6 percentage points to 9%, the lowest in at least 10 years. Furthermore, the average age of new hires is up plus 2 years, since 2022 to over 42 years old in 2025. Service-intensive and people-facing jobs are aging the fastest as employers emphasize experience and expertise over hiring younger candidates. This also provides more evidence that the labor market is slowing and employers are becoming more selective, prioritizing proven workers over training new hires. Service-intensive and people-facing jobs are aging the fastest as employers emphasize experience and expertise over hiring. Didn't we read that already? Wow, somebody fudged this up. But that was interesting to me, especially given that they're not going to be releasing the employment data because the government shut down for 3 freaking days. 2 of them non-working days. Tom Selleck-Scott said Robinhood UI is also great. I kind of don't like it. I think it's a little atrocious, if I'm being completely honest. There's so many times where I'm like, where is this information? And it's like somewhere really stupid and messy. I feel like it could be done a little bit better. SpaceX, yeah, I think the problem is they become complacent. They're like, well, here's our UI. And then 5 years go by. They're like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That doesn't mean don't update it. You know what I mean? How many times has Facebook changed over the years? Facebook, I think, is such a mess. I don't like Facebook either. Zuck, you need some folks over there to help you with your UI. SpaceX just became the 12th most valuable company on Earth, valued at $1.25 trillion. Some estimates show the company could IPO at a 1.75 plus trillion valuation, making it the 8th most valuable company in the world. Innovation always wins in the long run. Hell yeah. Big news right here. Breaking news from like 14 hours ago, maybe. We actually announced it in the morning live stream, the emergency live stream this morning. The U.S. ISM Manufacturing PMI surprised to the upside in January 2026, the first expansion in 12 months and the strongest reading since 2022. Mind you, January is cold. People ain't buying stuff. Christmas just ended the month prior. Why would you go out and buy anything? So to have expansion in January, I personally think is quite impressive. ISM Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index jumped to 52.6 from 47.9 in December and above the market consensus of 48.5. Looks like manufacturing activity is now expanding after a prolonged contraction period. Key sub-indices. New orders, 57.1, up 9.7% from 47.4, showed a strong rebound in demand. Production, 55.9, up 5.2% from 50.7, the highest since February 2022, suggested output accelerating. Employment, 48.1, down from 44.8, another sign that employment is in trouble. I'm telling you, I think that they're going to do an emergency rate cut. If employment data comes out and it does not look good, because the Fed said that they're going to focus on employment. If they do not publish any employment data this month, I think next month they're going to do an emergency rate cut because the employment data is going to get published and they're going to be like, uh-oh, this is really, 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 really bad. And they're going to do an emergency rate cut. That's just my opinion. Right now, obviously that can change. Markets are cyclical. I don't know if that's the right word. Markets are fluid. They evolve. Contracted but less severely. Supplier deliveries 54.4 from 50.8, slowed, signaling higher demand. Inventories 47.6 from 45.7, continued contraction. Prices paid 59.0 from 58.5, show input cost pressures didn't change much but remained elevated. Overall, good news for the U.S. economy with demand and manufacturing productivity accelerating across key sectors, particularly apparel, metals production, machinery, transportation, equipment, chemicals, and food. Could it be that our rapidly cooling inflation data are a sign of more production and higher productivity rather than a weak consumer? Let us know what you think. Hell yeah. Highly recommend you guys go follow Trueflation. They're putting out real-time data, and it's honestly a great follow. I'm slowly finding out that I thoroughly enjoy their content. Breaking U.S. government shutdown alert. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics confirmed today that the non-farm payrolls report due this Friday is suspended due to the partial government shutdown and the funding freeze. following last year's record 43-day shutdown, which affected October and November inflation and jobs data. This new delay comes amid budgetary gridlock. During shutdowns, economic data surveys are not collected. In uncertain times, don't wait for official stats. Trueflation delivers real-time independent inflation insights based on millions of real price points. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Now, Cointelegraph, Vitalik Buterin says the future of on-chain mechanism design relies on 2 layers. Very convenient, seeing as how layer 1 failed. An open layer maximizing accountability and decentralizing, pluralistic layer that maximizes space for intrinsic motivation. That's adorable. How many times has this guy pivoted? Vitalik says he made $70,000 on Polymarket last year by betting against markets in crazy mode. That's actually hilarious. The dude's out here gambling like us. He's a DJ just like us. I feel like he would be a cool dude to hang out with. I make jokes, but he seems like a nice kid. Talmy said, the pieces are in place for crypto to be bottoming. As long as crypto fundamentals are good, crypto prices should follow. We've got South Korea's Financial Supervisory Service is expanding AI-powered crypto surveillance to detect market manipulation in real time. That one's very interesting. Update. 48% of TRX supply, Tron, by the way, or 45.7 billion tokens, is now staked. The milestone comes as Tron records sustained growth in transactions and active addresses, driven largely by USDT transfers per CryptoQuaint. Honestly, still to this day, never seen anybody refer to Tron in a way that they actually utilize the chain. And seeing the weird rumors circulating that Justin Sun's girlfriend has evidence that he fudged the price by using employees' KYC info on centralized exchanges is crazy to me. That actually is insane. Cointelegraph posted, who's buying the dip? Updates. Tom Lee's updates. Bitmine has no debt and has staked 2.9 million Ethereum with estimated annual staking rewards of $374 million US. Guys, the no debt thing is one of my favorites. The book that is listed in the description on Amazon, if you guys buy it through that link, you help support the channel. I get a small kickback, but you can also get it for free if you have Audible. Just listen to the audiobook. It's the same thing, completely free. But in that, J.L. Collins, his Simple Guide to Wealth or Simple Path to Wealth, it's just 3 main points. Very easy to remember. I have it written down. Number 1 is avoid debt. Avoid debt entirely. Number 2, live on less than what you earn. That way, your input always outweighs your output. You are never spending more than what you make. And number 3, invest the surplus. So you make $500, you spend $400 on whatever, you put the $100 into the S&P 500. Or into precious metals, or into Bitcoin, whatever. That's the idea. It literally boils down to as simple as that. Easiest way to figure that out, obviously, calculate your monthly expenses, and then figure out how much you make in a month. If if your expenses outweigh how much you make, then you're gonna have to make some lifestyle changes. But I'm not a financial advisor. But I do recommend listening to that book. Get the audiobook, it's free. Otherwise, if you want to help support the channel, you can buy the hardcover on Amazon with the link in the description. Also, another way to support the channel, we have a Kalshi referral in the description if you sign up there. We both get $25 when you trade with $25 or more, and it is non-withdrawable site credit. Treat it as gambling. It is gambling. It's a ton of fun. Subscribe, guys. We're trying to get the 2,000 subscribers before April. We're actually doing really, really good lately, so I appreciate you guys killing it with that. Very cool. CoinMarketCap Fear and Greed is at 17. Interesting. Cardano's still in the top 10, surprisingly. Tron, allegedly manipulated. I can't believe Solana's down at number 7. Whoa, what happened? Wow, I don't remember that happening. BNB flipped XRP as well. That probably happened a while ago, but I guess I haven't been paying too much attention. Interesting. All right. What's going on, Philly? Hey, Deeks. JJ, stop it with the bull market confirmed crap. You know it's a 12-month bear market. I don't actually know that. I don't know that. Cheers, though. Billy, are you aware of what happened today with the ISM Manufacturers Purchasing Managers Index printing above 50, because that's huge news. The last time that happened, the last two times that happened, Bitcoin made an all-time high. I'm just saying. I'm not getting shaken out. I would rather be caught just holding to zero. I will literally hold my positions to zero at this point because the risk reward is that lopsided, in my opinion. So yeah, Bitmine having no debt, that's a huge W. I might actually buy some of their stock because of that. I think that's awesome. Circle minted 750 million USDC over the past hour. Very cool. Trump says he reached a U.S.-India trade deal, lowering U.S. reciprocal tariffs from 25% to 18%. He also said Prime Minister Modi agrees to reduce tariffs on and non-tariff barriers to zero, buy over $500 billion in U.S. goods, and stop buying Russian oil. Billy said, I didn't see any news today. Did you? We had an emergency live stream. What are you talking about? Let me, I think we'll get to it here. If not, then I'll find it. I'll dig it up after. Insight. Bloomberg Intelligence's Mike McGlone says higher volatility could send silver towards $50 and Bitcoin towards 50K. Philly said I'm slacking today watching YouTube videos. You could listen as well. I feel like it's very listenable. I try to articulate everything that I'm doing. Bitcoin has dropped out of the top 10 global assets by market cap. That was 8 hours ago. I don't know if it's still that way. Alert. Over the weekend, a single order on Hyperliquid liquidated a long position worth $222.6 million. That's crazy. The latest U.S. government shutdown is expected to delay the release of the January jobs report. Gold and silver have shed nearly $1 trillion in combined market cap over the past 24 hours, with gold down 2.6% and silver falling 3.8%. I think that if they do continue to sell off, then it's definitely going to be based on the fact that there's no uncertainty anymore, at least maybe around the Fed chair and globally, because tariffs are getting solved and trade deals are being made. Bullish. Barry Silbert says the current crypto pullback is flushing out leverage and weak tokens, predicting a major capital rotation into stronger digital assets next. This is a gift from the crypto gods, clearing out the leverage crap tokens. A massive capital rotation into crypto is about to begin. Time to pick your fighter. My fighter is diversity, because you can't have your eggs in too many baskets. Polymarket shows a 56% chance the U.S. government shutdown lasts 5+ days. Interesting. Billy said, so it's definitely a government shutdown. Nothing was done to avoid it. Correct, but they allegedly have a solution for tomorrow, last I heard. But yes, the government is currently shut down as we speak. Crypto markets saw over 732 million in liquidations in the past 24 hours, with 456 million from long positions and 275 million from shorts. White House crypto advisor Patrick Witt says the meeting on stablecoin rewards and yield was constructive, fact-based, and solutions-oriented. Wow. Vitalik Buterin has sold 493 Ethereum worth $1.16 million over the past 8 hours. That seems like a lot of money. Tether launches Mining OS, MOS, an open source operating system designed to simplify Bitcoin mining infrastructure. Stock Money Lizards posted, Bitcoin is the only buy and hold cryptocurrency for me. I don't usually chase pumps, but wait until everyone is in full bear mode. I survived the 2022 bear market and kept adding at 35K, 25K, 15K. I do trade, but to a larger extent, I hold and wait for good entries on Saturday. It was the first time in 3 years I considered a real buying opportunity. A large chunk of liquidity was taken out, and it's a major support zone. I do not claim to know when we hit the bottom. I only know that with every dollar that we drop, the asset becomes more de-risked. A second big buying zone for me would be around the 200-week exponential moving average. I am not sure if we reach this target zone at all, but from there, I believe we definitely would have hit the macro bottom, plus or minus 20%. Bottom line, Bitcoin is at discount. If we drop further, this would be a major signal for me to buy even more. Not financial advice, do your own research. P.S. I dotted my approximate personal average entry just to show you how this paid out for me. Personal average entry, $30,030.43. He's got limit orders at 55 to 65K. First batch of limit orders filled at $74,567. Now, we talked about if we are in a 12-month long bear market, we talked about Bitcoin probably going to 70K and then doing a fake out down to 65 and then getting back up to 70, where it's going to plateau, foundation, and explode. That's what I'm looking at. Philly said, I was looking at the list, the island list guy crap today. It's useless and worthless because of all the redactions. I saw and heard some messed up crazy stuff. Tech that posted, zoom the F out, wave 3 of 3, data-driven conviction. This is one of his articles, but you can kind of see the chart there. We're looking at correction and then explosion. This is the important data that I was talking about, Philly. ISM Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index. October 48.7. Anything below 50 is contraction. This is what they use to measure the business cycle, which is what everyone's talking about when they talk about extended cycle diminishing returns. October 48.7% contraction. November 48.2% contraction. December 47.9% contraction. January print just came out this morning, which is why we did an emergency live stream, came out 52.6% expansion. That is an enormous spike. And we did the math and we looked at everything. If you go to the chart, Bitcoin hit an all-time high here. That was last bull run peak. Bitcoin hit an all-time high here. Bitcoin, this is when it finally broke this previous peak, actually. When it broke that all-time high was at this peak, March 2024. Bitcoin hit an all-time high here, January 2025. Bitcoin hit an all-time high here, the all-time high, September, October 2025. We are in 2026 right now, and we just printed 52.6 on the ISM Manufacturers Purchasing Managers Index. This spike right here is going to translate, or should at least based on history, into a enormous spike to the upside for Bitcoin, strictly based on what's happened in the past. We might get a little push up and then a plateau and like a wait and see kind of thing to see if the next print comes in above 50 as well, and even higher than 52.6 even maybe. That would be crazy. But we are officially above the green, which below we were in contraction. Literally, by the way, since the 2021 bull market, 2018, 2019 bull market, or 2017, 2018 bull market, 2021 bull market, and then this is from there forward, we have not had any kind of expansion phase at all with liquidity. Billy said, JJ, how many cycles do you think till Solana hits 1K? Honestly, I hope this next one, because we are technically in a bear market, so even if it's not a 12-month long bear market, we will have gone through a whole nother cycle. And I think when we come out of this one, we're going to be starting a new cycle, and everything's going to be completely different, in my opinion. So I think next cycle, Solana should be able to hit 1K, as long as nothing crazy happens. Not financial advice, just throwing an idea out there. But yeah, the ISM Manufacturers PMI coming out above 50 today was huge, especially with how high above 50 it came out. It was a big surprise. Nobody was expecting it to be that high. If you don't upgrade your understanding of the Bitcoin cycle from the 4-year halving mirage mindset to a business cycle macro mindset fast, you will miss the boat completely on the second massive leg of this bull market. Honestly, if the business cycle happens to be right and the 4-year cycle is wrong, again, I think I said this yesterday, maybe this morning, I'm going to be such an asshole to Ben Cowan, because he's been so cocky and rude on X about the 4-year cycle, even though he was fully against it last bull market. Marty Party posted an update on his Bitcoin Wyckoff accumulation 12 hours ago. Looks really, really good. We're getting our spring. Let's see if number go up from here. If it gets above 100K, then this was 1000% right. Buy Bitcoin here. Thank me later. This guy, B Shaman, posted he's looking at $40,000 for Bitcoin, which is crazy. But we like to look at bull side. We like to look at bear side. So Michael Vandepop posted, it's hard time to understand where the markets are heading to. In my opinion, the peak of the bull market was at the tail end of 2024. for altcoins during the summer of 2024. A bear market year like 2022 has happened in 2025. Almost all altcoins have suffered by 80% or more. The previous bear market bottoms were marked by an RSI of less than 30 on Bitcoin valued against gold. This time, we're seeing the exact same. However, when gold corrects as much as it did, it doesn't mean that we'll see a quick inverse of Bitcoin. No, given that such a correction in gold entails significant risk for any portfolio manager, the manager should rebalance an entire portfolio and move Bitcoin out immediately. That's why we've seen the initial correction. However, when commodity volatility declines, money flows into Bitcoin and crypto, and they begin to outperform gold. History has demonstrated this, and it will continue to do so. MN Fund has mitigated the risks accordingly as 2025 ended with a 10% return against the euro. More importantly, a 34.49% outperformance versus Bitcoin. For more information, reach out and send us an email, blah, blah, blah. Happy to chat. Very cool. So, little input from Michael Vandepop. Bar chart posted S&P 500 on track for 4 consecutive red days. There haven't been 5 straight red days since August. G Immortal said, SAP JJ. What's going on, G Immortal? Let's see. Yep. All right. Western Digital just hit an all-time high, but has since had a massive reversal due to earnings. Was the earnings reaction overdone? If you're still bullish and think this is a buying opportunity, consider the 2x long ETF, blah, blah, blah. It's sponsored, but Western Digital, basically anything that has to do with storage or computing, computers in general, probably worth looking at. Not financial advice. Natural gas on track for a 25% decline. Its worst day in history. Let's go. My gas is about to be cheap. The odds of a March rate cut are now less than 11%. Dang. Yeah, especially with no jobs data. Are you kidding me? Orange juice. OJ pounded for its biggest loss in more than 16 years. Wow. Enjoy these mimosas, everyone. Let's freaking go, dude. My fiance drinks so much orange juice, and every time I go to buy it, I'm like, damn, this shit's expensive. Last but not least, we've got 10-year Treasury yield approaching highest levels since August. Bitcoin, $77,865. We are chilling. Dominance, $59.99. We are still struggling to get above 60. Interesting. Gold, up 2.32%, trading at $47.66 and 79 cents. Silver, up 3.11%, trading at $81.75. Below my entry on my long. DXY, 97.52. I really want this to get back below that trend line. If you guys haven't already, check out my latest video upload. We played Repo, which is a super fun game with a couple of people in the crypto universe, La Petite and my buddy Evan and my fiance. It was a ton of fun. It's very topical as well. You literally, in the game, gather items to sell for money. And the main big bad is named the Taxman, and the game itself is called Repo. So, given the current market conditions, it just felt appropriate. But it was a fun time. Go check it out for sure. We're going to try to do more fun stuff like that. Also, subscribe if you guys are new. Appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you for supporting the channel. DXY chilling. Nasdaq. Absolutely beautiful chart on the Nasdaq. Super, super stoked about this. Excited to see where we end up. Bitcoin, 78, 159 and 90 cents. Let's go see what our portfolios are doing. The 1K to 10K Grok portfolio, the worst off it has ever been, currently down $621 or 62.1%. Best performer here is Solana, down $39 or 39%. Worst performer is Aptos, down $80 or 80%. Wow. Then we've got the meme coin portfolio, currently down, is that $700? 70%. Best performer here is Doge, down $110. Worst performer is GigaChad, down $180. Wow. 90%, I believe that is. 110 is, no, what is 110? That would be 55? Yeah, 55%. Okay. Then we've got the narrative portfolio. Currently down $272 or 27.2. Nope, not 27.2. Let me see. 54.4%. That's what it is. Down 54.4% as a whole. Best performer here is Tau, down $33 or 33%. Worst performer is VeChain, down $70. Nope, $60. No, it is 70. $70 or 70%. JJ math. My bad. And last but not least, we've got the knife catching portfolio, which is currently down $566 or 56.6%. Best performer here is Chainlink, down $37 or 37%. Worst performer is Avalanche, down $71 or 71%. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Do we have any requests in the chat? Bitcoin get a little wick back to the upside here, 78,245. We're kind of overly paying attention to macro moves here. I told you guys midnight was not looking great, struggling to get above 5. Harsh rejection there, down 3.53% on the day, and in that 4-hour candle. Farcoin also down 4.43. Getting a little spicy here. The weak meme coins will be culled. Philly said, "You're saying my fiance again. Are you married to her or not?" No, we have not got married yet. Philly said, "I think we need a new these coins are probably not coming back X list." Really? You think we need a new one? I feel like I'm pretty confident in it. We'll do an update on the list though. I don't remember where it is. Gotta zoom out here. Liberation Day. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Did I put it over here? There's no way, right? Oh, where is it? Aha. Okay. Here we go. I said, if we are in a bear market, this is my best guess. This is my guess for targets. Bitcoin high 90K. Ooh, that one was way wrong. Low 69K. I'm actually going to update this. This I will update. Update. Whoops. Updates. I'm just going to put low 60K. No. Is it 60? I think I said 70K. No, I don't want to update that actually. I like it. I like it. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I'm going to be happy with it. I'm going to leave it. We're not doing any updates on that specifically. But we got Bitcoin high 90K, low 69K. ETH high 2K, low 1500. BNB high 600, low 300. XRP high 150, low 75. And Solana high 100, low 50. As of right now, Solana has hit its high goal. So we'll see if we end up holding that. It would be interesting if we did. How much do I gotta freaking zoom out to find this crap again? There we go. So we've got that. Good God. Let me see if I can actually get this position the right way. Is it on the monthly? There's no way. Maybe I gotta go to the daily. I had like drawings on here and stuff with like whole. It doesn't seem like it did any of that stuff. What is going on? Where's all my stuff, bro? This is crazy. Okay, we're just gonna let it be a mess, I guess. Jeez. All right. If we are in a bear market, these are the blue chips I don't think will recover. I still stand by this. They will need some serious overhaul and marketing, or they'll need to pivot to some different industry or take over some kind of market share for some reason to stick around. I think HBAR really needs to step up their game. Otherwise, I think they're doomed. Toncoin, I still am convinced is something of a scam. I'm not a financial advisor. That's alleged. This is a parody. Don't sue me. And ICP, I think ICP was a shady from the beginning. They literally launched somehow in the top 10, which if that doesn't scream manipulation, then I don't know what does. Flavor of the week coins that have to put in more work or risk disappearing forever. This is all, again, my opinion. Hype. I don't think Hype is going anywhere. Hype is actually one of the few coins that's doing really, really good. So that's why it's at the top of the list. Because it's putting in more work for sure. It is putting in more work. Zcash. I think Zcash is dead. Sweet. Sweet's really struggling. Toncoin. Again, I think it's kind of a scam. Crow. I think the only reason they're going to stick around is because of Trump. Aster. That's another liquidity extraction token from, what's his name? CZ. ICP. Launched as a scam, in my opinion, of financial advice. Aptos. They have no volume, no TVL. Athena. I think that this is actually the coin that caused all the conundrum with Binance on October 10th. So that's probably definitely a scam. Pi. I don't know anything about this coin, and I don't plan to. I'm pretty sure it was printed like crazy, and then it launched like a decade after it was supposed to or something like that. Ondo. Ondo's doing great things in the world of tokenization. Problem I see is they're launching all of these tokenized products on different chains. And I'm sitting here like, that's really cool, but what is the incentive to buy Ondo? You don't have to buy Ondo in order to trade Ondo's tokenized stock market money fund or whatever on Solana. You can literally never even know that Ondo existed. So there's no incentive to buy the coin. And then WorldCoin, I think it's Sam Altman affiliated. I think it's kind of a scam as well. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is a parody. Again, please don't sue me. But that's just my opinion. So far, the only one that's on here that I'm kind of like, ooh, I probably shouldn't have put that on there is Hype. The rest of them I'm pretty confident in. See where it all takes us, man. Market is a spicy meatball for sure. Let's get back to the daily. Now I'm going to go to the 4 hour and then zoom in. Very, very cool. Whatever. All right. Bitcoin, again, we got a nice wick to the downside and to give us some serious buying pressure. We'll see if that keeps up. $78,401.79. Total 3 down to 0.41 on the day. 762.93 billion. Let's go check out total 2 and the total crypto market cap because it's been a while since we've looked at those. Total 2 lost 1.1 trillion. We are at 1.04 so far, holding 1 trillion. We wicked down to it, but this is our level that we need to defend with our lives. 1 trillion right there. What do we got? I'm just going to put 1, 1, and then 0, 0, 0, 0. And then I can get rid of that one, right? And then go, okay. Nope, I messed it up. I'm sorry. I don't know. How do I put that at 1 trillion or 1 billion? Right there. 1 trillion. It is 1 trillion. My bad. I don't know what I'm doing. JJ Math again. So yeah, 1 trillion, very important level for us to defend here on total 2. If we zoom way out, let's go to the daily. We can see the prevailing pattern here. And obviously we're losing ground as we get up. It's like a very weird plateauing of our profits. But the spikes almost mitigate that to an extent. Let me see. We got, no. I'm going to try to draw it without really fudging it too much. Something like that. I wouldn't be surprised if we start just getting all the spikes. The spikes are growing up the same amount pretty much every time. And then eventually we lead into a bear market. Whatever, you know. But maybe we go up to 2 trillion. A little bit higher. I don't know. Just an idea. Concept based on what we've seen. And this also goes back into, let's see, is it on total 3? No, it's actually on total crypto market cap. This one's one of my favorite charts to look at. Total crypto market cap, because it shows all of my favorite data. We've got right here. 5 months, 5 months, 9 months, 9 months, 2 months, 2 months. So outside are 2 months, inside are 9 months, and then the center is 5 months. Interesting observation, right? What does that make this next move? Was that the entire move right there? Those 3 peaks, and then we are actually going to break down and go into a bear market here? If so, we're already 4 months into it, like I've said before. You know, what's the difference waiting another 8 months? Gonna get great prices, and as I've said a bunch of times before as well, I made the most money I've ever made in my entire life coming out of a bear market versus heading into a bull market. Where I said I agree with Ondo. I stopped dollar cost averaging it and moved on to render. Yeah, Ondo, I had such high hopes, and obviously they're doing everything that we hoped that they would do. The issue is that there's no incentive to buy the token. I had a similar thing happen with World Mobile Token on ADA. They were like decentralized internet service provider, and they're global. They're doing a fantastic job. But in order to use the service, you literally don't need any blockchain knowledge at all. It's just like buying Starlink or Charter or Xfinity or whatever. It literally, I don't know why they have the blockchain. It's the biggest waste on the planet. And I was so pissed. I'm like, what? And then they're like trying to brag and stuff. And I'm like, you guys are assholes. You literally have a token for no reason. There's no incentive to purchase World Mobile Token. It's a joke. So, and I was a huge supporter. I made a bunch of money off of it for a little while, and then it turned to shit. But yeah, I like Render for AI. Aren't they very heavily affiliated with NVIDIA? I like that crypto discovered NVIDIA before the stock market, before Wall Street. That actually makes me happy. But yeah, total 3. Exciting stuff. We're at 2.61. I suppose holding 2.5 could be a story here. 2.5 right here. Almost bounced right off that bottom. That's pretty sick. Let's see where we end up, guys. Let's see where we end up. Bitcoin chilling 78,440 and 86 cents, guys. I think I'm gonna call it here. I am very, very tired. I don't know why I woke up so early. I watched Groundhog Day. Puxatony Phil. We're getting, what is it, 6 more weeks of winter? And then we watched the Michigan version, which is hilarious. And then, for some reason, I put on Yu-Gi-Oh! It was on YouTube. It was the final duel between Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pegasus. And it's like 2 hours. And oh my god. I was like watching it, I was like, I used to watch this when I was a kid. I've never seen a show spoon feed the audience more than Yu-Gi-Oh! They like narrate every little nuance to everything, and I'm like, what in the world? And it like gave me a headache. I sat through the entire thing though. It's fun. And then I got up and the ISM Manufacturing data came out. I did the stream. It was pretty cool. I don't know. It was a fun time. Guys, go watch the repo gameplay. That was fun. Check out this morning's stream. That was also fun. Check out all the other streams. Share everything that you can. We're trying to get the 2,000 subscribers before April. Like I said, we're at 1,310 right now. We're doing pretty good. You guys are killing it. I thoroughly appreciate you guys. Billy said, wait, a Michigan version of Groundhog Day? Yes. I don't remember what ours is called. Michigan Groundhog event. It is called Woody the Woodchuck. Woody the Woodchuck. And they open up his little door and they film him, and he comes out, and if he stays out for over 30 seconds, then there's like early spring. If he goes back in, like within 30 seconds, he comes out and goes back in. Within 30 seconds, then 6 more weeks of winter. And they opened the door and he like stuck his head out for a second, and he like looked around for a minute, and then he went back in. He was like, screw this. It was pretty funny. It was funny. Good stuff. I had no idea though. It's like the Michigan Woodchuck Festival or something. Woodchuck Day. Who knows? How much wood would a woodchuck chuck? If a woodchuck could chuck wood. Alright guys, before I get any more Midwestern, I'm going to love and leave you here. I did ask you guys, be honest, did you buy the dip? 53% of you guys said no, it's going lower. 40% of you guys said yes, always. 7% said yes, but ready for lower. And 0% said no, I sold the dip, get the F out. We got 15 votes on that poll. Appreciate you guys. Don't forget to smash the like button, guys. As always, when the market starts to do anything crazy, I will hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way out. Happy Monday and good night.